Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, the video's on. Okay, so this is my birthing story. My daughter was born last year in Hillsboro, Oregon. I'm not going to name the fucking hospital, but anyone who hasn't been pregnant before and wants to know what it's like, you're pregnant for 9 months. The beginning of the month, you're puking your guts out day in and day out, and that's a common side effect of being pregnant. And for the first few half months, yeah, you're sick constantly, and the baby moves around a lot. You get emotional, you get happy, and then you get crying, and yeah, and you get bigger and bigger, and your stomach gets rounder and rounder, and your back starts to hurt from the baby growing in your stomach. And then when the 9 months is up, you give birth. Yeah. So yeah, that's real short. But when she was born and she was at the hospital, I won't name, I had her. It was a difficult pregnancy. It was a very traumatic delivery, because I was in labor for 2 fucking days straight. I had to have an emergency C-section because, she wouldn't come out of my stomach. Her head would go in and go out, and yeah, for anyone who hasn't had to shoot a kid out your vagina, yeah, it fucking hurts. It fucking hurts. And the only good thing, honestly, in my opinion, about being pregnant is you end up being a mother, and you have a beautiful baby and someone to love and someone that makes you happy. But carrying the kid and feeling like shit sucks, and yeah, it's not fun. But once they're born, you can take care of them. You buy them little outfits. You put them to bed at night. You give them baths, and yeah, you get the fucking point. So I had her and when she was finally delivered 2 days later, and I had an emergency C-section. I almost died in the C-section because, when they went to cut her out, they found out during me trying to get her out, when her head wouldn't come out my vagina, I hemorrhaged. So, yeah, they weren't too thrilled about that. And then I had to have a blood transfusion, and if I hadn't had that blood transfusion, I would have ended up dying on the operating table. I pretty much lost all my blood, and if I had lost one more, that would have been it. That would have been done. I lost, how do you describe it? I lost 9 amounts of blood, so I lost most of the blood in my body. So then when I came out of the C-section, I was given a transfusion, and I was carried in the recovery room. I was hooked up to quite a bit of machines for a little bit, and yeah, I didn't come out of that till the next day. So when I came out of it, yeah, I held her, I fed her, I did all the things that a mother does when she has her kid at the hospital. But unfortunately, DHS called CPS, the hospital, because, as you all know, I'm disabled and I have epilepsy, and yeah, so that tends to cause me some problems. So some dumb fuck decided to go and call them, and their exact words with them was they didn't like me, they didn't like my attitude, and yeah, they said that I was inept as a mother and had no skills as a mother, and they should check it out. Well, during the hospital, some CPS bitch comes to my room and is like, somebody gave a report about you to us, and yeah, we need to follow up on it. And my words were, you know what? Why don't you go after somebody who actually does abuse their children instead of coming at me? And they're like, Well, you know, anytime a report's made, we have to follow it up. So, can we talk to you? And it's like, okay, I just had my daughter, and you have the audacity to come to my hospital room. They came to the fucking hospital, they looked up where my room was at, and then they came to my fucking room and are like, we need to talk to you. Can we talk to you? And I'm like, no, get out of my room. And they wouldn't get out, so I'm like, please leave. I asked you to leave. And then they left, and then 3 more came to the fucking room. And then my husband, who was with me, I wouldn't talk to them, so they went, he was in the lunchroom at the time, and they went and decided to talk to them. And then they go and look for where we live, and then they show up where we live. And it's like, this is fucking bullshit. I don't need this shit. And they're like, well, you know, we're going to be around for a little bit, and you're going to be stuck with us for a little bit. I don't know how long it's going to work, but if we work together, CPS basically we're saying, if we work together, then we will basically go away. But we need to investigate this. And it's like, no, you don't need to fucking investigate shit. You just need to fucking fuck off. So they stayed around for a little bit. They looked her over, made sure, you know, she wasn't abused, because some stupid fuck at the hospital went and basically told CPS I'm abusive and inept, and they don't like my attitude, and I have no skills as a mother and can't be a mother. So, yeah, then I had fucking CPS in my fucking face. They came over a couple times, looked her over. Their bosses made a fucking report that they couldn't find anything. The report was unfounded, so the case was fucking closed. But my birthing story basically is, you know, most mothers who go to the hospital should be able to have their kid in fucking peace. They shouldn't have to deal with a bunch of fucking bullshit and deal with a bunch of idiots. And I wasn't, you know, too thrilled about that. So, yeah. But I did make the necessary preparation. She has a nice bed, nice room. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my birthing story. And, yeah, that's my lovely experience with CPS. And, yeah. If anyone else gets stuck dealing with them and they decide to come to the hospital because some piece of shit fucking hospital worker decides they don't like you and decides to call CPS on you, you know, these fuckers should just be fucking told, you know what, go fuck yourselves and shove it up your ass. But yeah, if you do that, then they fucking use that as an excuse to take your kid. So yeah. Other than that, my birth was a good experience, other than the fact I was there for 2 days, almost died on the operating table, lost most of the blood in my body, and if I lost just one more, I would have been dead. Yeah, and then I was in recovery and hooked up to a bunch of machines. So, yeah, this is what a traumatic birth is like. But, yeah, if everything goes smoothly, you'll have a wonderful birth. And anyways, that's what I had to say, and that's why I made this video. And